We are using AWS SSO, so let's log in using Maris credentials. This takes us to the Data Zone homepage, where you can find most popular links to start with. You also have the option to search for data asset. Let's select Sales Project on the top left corner, and you can see various tabs such as Data, Environment, and Members. Let's go to Data tab and click on Inventory Data. Here you see an asset list. Let's click on Inventory Asset, and now you can see the asset details that can include automated metadata generations. So when you click on Generate Description button, DataZone makes use of AI to provide a summary and potential usage of the data. You can reject, edit the text, but in this case, we'll accept the recommendation. You can add more details through this README section. Let's enter some text here and save the changes. Next, you can add glossary terms that makes the asset easy to search and discover. So we are going to add 2 terms here. And next, we'll save it. Then you can see the technical metadata details that's coming from Glue Data Catalog. It includes S3 location and other details. And you also have option to add metadata forms. Metadata form is an easy way to add more business context. In this case, we are adding publishing approver information. We will add approval reason, approver name, and we'll pick an approval date. Let's save this. Now you can see this asset has been enriched with business and technical context that makes it easier for users to search, interpret, and consume. Next, let's go to the Schema tab. Here you can see the column details, and DataZone generates a recommendation for column names and column description. If you are happy with these suggestions, then you can go ahead and accept the changes. This has been saved now. DataZone also generates a recommendation for asset name, which you can also go ahead and accept. Next is Data Quality tab. DataZone leverages Glue Data Quality to create an overall data quality score at the asset level. For this asset, we have a total of 7 rules, and you can review the results at individual rule level. You also have the ability to see how data quality score has changed over time. In this case, we have just one data point, but this builds up over time based on metadata refresh. Now that my asset is ready, I can go ahead and publish it. This makes the asset visible to everyone in the organization. Next, we log in as Mike. Mike will search for the asset, explore the metadata, and if useful, will go ahead and subscribe to the data asset. Let's log into Data Portal using Mike's credentials now. Let's select the marketing project in the top left corner that has been created in advance. You can see that there is no subscribed assets so far. We will search for inventory asset. This returned relevant asset results. On the left, you can search using variety of filters such as glossary terms, asset type, owning project, and so on. In this case, we will search by one of the glossary term that we applied to inventory asset. And now we can see all of the business metadata and information that was added to this asset. You can also see the data quality details that was previously captured. By looking at data quality rules and score, Mike can decide if he would like to subscribe to this data asset or not. Once happy with all of the details, Mike can hit subscribe. Mike has to also provide a justification for data access. So now the request has been sent. Next, Mike will subscribe to another asset. In this case, asset type is Redshift. We have already created an asset called store sales in Redshift. The data in this case is locally stored in Redshift, and access fulfillment will also happen within Redshift. Mike can see all of the asset description, including schema and column level details. And now Mike can hit subscribe and provide a justification. The request has been sent to owner now. Next, Mary will review and approve the subscription requests. So let's log in as Mary now. Let's go to Data tab and then to the Incoming Request option. You can see two requests here which Mary can decide to accept or reject. In this demo, she's going to approve both the requests. She can optionally decide to enter a comment. Once approved, Data Zone will trigger an automated access fulfillment workflow for the underlying asset. Let's go ahead and approve the second request now with full dataset access. Once done, both the requests will start appearing under this Approved tab along with previous approved requests. Now let's see how Mike will consume this approved data assets. So we log in as Mike and we'll select Marketing Project. You can see that there are two subscribed assets, Store Sales and Inventory, that Mike previously subscribed to. To consume these assets, let's go to Environment tab at the top. Now you can see that there are two environments available, Athena and Redshift. Let's start with Athena. This will redirect us to Athena console using environment credentials. You can see inventory asset is appearing now. Let's run a quick select and display the results. I'll next click on Redshift Environment tab, which will take me to Query Editor version 2 using environment credentials. I will then expand the schema on the left panel and then select the subscribe table Store Sales. I'll run a quick select and print few records to show that Mike has access to this dataset now. Next, we'll look at how Maya accesses the dataset and publishes the ML model. We'll log in as Maya and we'll select the revenue project. Maya is already subscribed to two assets. To consume these assets, Maya can select SageMaker Studio environment on the right that's provisioned for her. Clicking on this link will take Maya to SageMaker Studio environment. You can see the two assets which Maya has access to, and she can also browse through the business catalog within the studio itself. Now let's select the Jupyter Lab as we'll be accessing data through a Jupyter notebook. For this demo, a notebook is created in advance, so let's open it. Here you can select the data asset that you want to consume. Now let's query one of the table. Through this notebook, Maya can explore, combine, and curate datasets that's required for building machine learning models. Now, on last step, let's go to the Model tab in the Jupyter Lab. I have created a ML model group in advance for this demo. Let's click on this model link. This page displays model versions and status. If I click on this button at the top right, we can see that it gives me an option to publish this ML asset to Business Catalog. The message at the bottom of the page says that the model is being published. So let's go to the business data catalog in Data Zone and look for this asset. Let's go to Published section. You can see that the model appears here, and you can click on the model link to see more details. That's the end of our demo today. Let's move back to the presentation now.